What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and let me get myself ready. And I am back with another video. If you haven't checked out the last video, the multiplayer podcast, please do so. I'll leave the link down below. Great show. With this show again, I'm reaching out to different members of the said community, giving them a chance to voice their opinion about gaming on my platform. I'm even snatching people from the comment section. I want Nintendo guys, PlayStation guys, PC guys to show us for everyone. You know what I mean? And to have a just not no arguing, no fan. We don't do that here to talk about our love for this thing called gaming. I even found two Wii U weirdos yesterday. Cool cats. Shout out to my man Alex and the Real Gamer. They came on professing their love for Nintendo. Great show. Check out, like I said, the multiplayer podcast. I normally do it on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Also, too, ladies and gentlemen, come on now. Swing by. Check out the bgsgpodcast.com. Check out the blogs. Join the forums. You guys said that, some of you guys said you're tired of IGNs, the N4Gs, the Kotakus. Listen, we got our own site for gamers. Voice your own opinions. You can write your own articles, whatever. Enjoy the site. Shit, I'm paying for it. Use it while it's there. Before I fall off board, before I go, bro. Say nah, all jokes aside, join the site, man. Shout out to those who did, for rocking out and supporting us. For making, quote unquote BGST being a real part of, how you say, so-called media. We appreciate it and we love it. Now, on to today's video. I did a video about this a few days ago. Let me see here. I did a video about this about a few days ago. Let's see here. To be exact, and it's crazy as hell. Because I make no calls that how you say, quote unquote, I'm an Xbox dude. I bleed green. But at the end of the day, I'm a gamer, right? I play on, for those that are new to my channel, I play on everything. You know what I mean? I play on everything. But my preferred console of choice is the Xbox. Before all of that, I am a consumer first. Period. I speak on things. I don't feel I'm sorry. I speak on things that I think are not fair. When it comes to things that are, whether it's Microsoft or whether so, it doesn't make a difference. I feel as though it's anti-consumerism. I speak out on. I spoke on it about Nintendo. And I remember the Wii U weirdos were mad at me about that because when I bought the Wii U weirdo, I'm sorry, broke the Wii U weirdo. When I bought the Nintendo Wii U, there was something wrong with my tablet, and the first thing I did, I bought a couple of digital games. I forgot, Atom something. It was like a little, I don't know what the hell. But anyway, I spent about $60. I got Trine. I bought a couple games digitally. So when I took because I had what do you call it? The console wasn't even a month old, and the tablet bombed out. So I took it back to GameStop. They gave me a brand new console. When I got back home, I found out I couldn't get my gamer tag because I'm like, what the hell? They told me that the gamer tag that I put in was tied to another console. Check this weird wild shit out. I'm like, I am that person, so I called and tell them they know, that your information, believe it or not, is not stored here at us. It's stored on on your MAC address. You know what your MAC address? That's your hardware. It's stored on the physical console. I'm like, what? So basically, when they refurbish that console, whoever gets that new Wii U have access to all my games and that I bought. So I'm like, so what the hell I do about my games? So I had to make a new gamer tag and all this stuff. And it's crazy as hell. Nintendo, I've never heard this shit in my life. They wanted me to send them a credit card receipt, mailed it to them. So we're in California, a physical credit card receipt. When it comes back, they see that they whatever through my email address that I use at the time. They see that I in fact purchased the games or whatever the case may be. They wanted me to send them an actual physical fucking receipt. Showing that I bought the games for me to get my goddamn money back. This shit was crazy. It was like $60, and guess what? I still didn't get my fucking money. I was like, man, fuck this, fuck you. I would never buy nothing digitally on your goddamn console ever again. Fuck it. My actual information wasn't stored in Nintendo anyway. It was stored on the actual Mac, on the actual console. Bullshit, you not. Pissed off. So anyway, that's my horror story about Nintendo. So I spoke out against that. Back when Sony first, were going through the things when anonymous, and they were hacked, this, that, and the other. My credit card information was my credit card information. Hello? Yo, hold up, you stink feet ass nigga. Give me 1 second, yo. Give me like 2 seconds. If you can't come right back, I'm shooting this video. Yeah, I right back. Fuck out here, bitch. Scram. So like I said in the day, my son is more of a PlayStation dude at the end of the day, and he buys a lot of little games. So I had but no one in our house plays FIFA, so I had a bunch of FIFA miscellaneous charges. Like, Sony could see that we don't even have this game on our profile, anything like this. So why the hell would I be buying team stat boost and this, that, and the other? It was like $30 one here, $4. Like, you know what I mean? But it went through a bunch of shit with them to get my. Actually, Sony never refunded me. I went to my bank and I disputed the things with my claims with my bank, and they, ceased all things. That's why I would never, give Sony my credit card information again. With that being said, this happened not once but twice. I said, "Fuck that. We're not doing this anymore." I'm just going to buy point cards going forward. Now, that was just my horror story. Now, along the way, we heard about Sony, about, people, again, with the same goddamn game, FIFA, with charges or games that they would build that they never bought, never played. One guy had like $1,200 worth of charges of games that he never bought, never played. And Sony was only willing to refund him back $150 of that. So he did what like I did, went to his fucking bank, disputed the charges, they ceased pay, and what Sony did was lock him out of his account. So all the games that he bought digitally, he no longer had access to. All his trophies, his account was dead. And, and it was you Sony fans screaming about that DRM shit. So he went to the BBC, helped me, Howard got on Sony ass. I never know what happened with that, but it wasn't just him. It was another case like that also. Bring it now to fast forward to present day. Again, Sony had some more problems with a guy whose name is Jihad. You know what? Now that I think about it, I know several people named Jihad my damn self. You know what I mean? Joker I grew up with named Jihad. But anyway, they took it as his name, his actual name, which is as being, I guess, some terroristic threats or whatever the case. So they banned his account, took all his games, and the shit went viral. I don't know. I don't know what they offered him. Maybe he had to change his name, or I don't know what happened with that. But we have another story about this again, but not about his name. Listen to this here. That's why I don't understand. Like, I was just talking about this on Twitter, and a Sony guy said, "I thought you didn't read fucking Neogaf." And like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Sony, I don't give a fuck about Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo. We're all dollar signs to them. Your loyalty should always lie with the fucking gamers, not a corporation, okay? We can have fun and shits and giggles with the so-called console war and all this shit, all that's fine and dandy. But your loyalty should lie to your fellow gamer and consumer, never to $1 billion goddamn corporation, you know what I mean? Real shit, you know what I mean? Especially with a legitimate, reason, especially if the Sony is fucking up. And again, with their customer service. Check this shit out here. It says here, a few days ago, I was trying to resub to PlayStation Plus as it was lapsed over the weekend. After work, I tried to purchase a 3-month sub via my PlayStation 4 and got a message saying that the service is under maintenance. I tried again a few hours later. I got the same message. No big deal. I tried again in the morning. And in working the next day, I tried to purchase a 1-month subscription again via the web and got the same error message. It says so your transaction cannot be processed at this time. Try again in a few minutes, in a few moments later. Cool. So he tried this about 3 or 4 times, never worked. You know what I mean? So basically, the next day, he realized that his credit card was charged 4 times. So those times that he got the error message, it lagged out from on his end. It actually went through for Sony on their end. You know what I mean? And they charged him for 4 cards. So he, got on call. We got on the phone with customer support. Like, hey, you guys charged me, 4 different times. I was just trying to buy 1 month's card. So it was getting to run around again from Sony. So finally, what they did, they didn't refund his fucking debit card with him. They put the money in his fucking PlayStation wallet. Look, check this shit out. He said, "No, I don't want the money in my wallet. I want the money back on my debit card." Check it out. So they said, no, we don't do that. When we refund, we just put the money back in the wallet, so you're forced to spend the money back with them again. So they're really not refunding you your money. They're just leaving your money in. They're just holding your money and waiting for you to spend it with them again. What the fuck is wrong with Sony? Or are you guys just that hard up for a fucking buck? Here it is. Your fugazi, garbage ass fucking servers, and it's always down for fucking maintenance. It lags out on my end. You know what I mean? I didn't do anything wrong. Here it is. I'm trying to just renew my fucking subscription. You know what I mean? But it goes through on your end, okay? They even asked him to send them the error message, which he did. And what they turned, he just put the money back in his wallet. They would not refund this man's card. Now, it's crazy. So I talked about this on Twitter. You had people defending Sony over this shit. I don't fucking understand it. Like, okay, we all partake in this quote-unquote console war for shits and giggles. We have fun, you know what I mean? But don't get me wrong, look at it twisted. At the end of the day, I'm a gamer. I play on everything. Total Power. I play every fucking thing. I enjoy everything, you know what I mean? It sucks sometimes with this internet that I can't even play on my main profile. I have to make another profile just sometimes to sit and enjoy my game without, indulging in the weirdo shit. You know what I mean? It's crazy as hell, but that's another story. I get into that later. But this is fucking bananas, man. That people would still defend Sony. They're fucking wrong. They got caught with their fucking hands in the cookie jar. They're not going to give this man back his money. They're going to put the money back on his wallet. But again, these are the motherfuckers that you defend tooth and nail. It's okay to be a champion of a product, but goddamn, when it comes to shit like this, this is fucked up, man. I'm just being real. Had this been Microsoft, I'm just being honest, had this been Microsoft would have given you back your money and kept it pushing. You know what I mean? Man, Maya, this little slob motherfucker, she was ordering some fucking what the fuck you call that shit? Some type of Diego or something on my Xbox. So one of those little kiddie cartoons that came with my wife's card or whatever. Called fucking Microsoft, not a problem, refunded back my goddamn money. She also bought fucking Destiny too, but I'm hitting A, you know what I mean? The Destiny thing, you know what I mean? For whatever reason, you're supposed to be able to get a confirmation, and I didn't see it, like, you know what I mean? And which I didn't, at that time, I did switch my, because I had a Yahoo account email, and I picked the, because Yahoo, I get a bunch of fucking bulk and junk mail. I've had this Yahoo email account for like 20 fucking years. You know what I mean? And since I signed up with Xbox Live, which I don't use anymore, so I don't check that shit. So what I did, guys told me, you can use I get an email that you do use that you can see, and it's just I don't have any problems. You know what I mean? Now she doesn't even have her own fucking Xbox. She plays Pay-One, and that's it. But anyway, the moral of the story is that I don't know what the fuck is really up with Sony with this shit. I know you guys got the PlayStation VR coming out. You got the PS4 Neo and the PS. You guys trying to make ends meet, but this is wrong. You're really fucking over your loyal consumers. And you're turning a lot of people off by this shit, man. Word spreads, man. Sony, you better cut your shit out. This is your boy NextGen 720, and as I always say, bang, bang. Damn, dog. Sony said, fuck you. Everywhere I go, people ask me about Shenmue.